Hi everyone. Today I thought I'd show you how I made these stunning vellum florals for this card. These have been heat embossed, scratched up and coloured in. So let's get started. You're going to need your Versamark or any other clear stamp pad. For this one I've chosen silver embossing powder. I'm going to colour these in a aqua colour. I've got my vellum. For these flowers I'm using the Elegance flower by Sentimentally Yours and the corresponding dies to cut those out. So what we need to do first is take in our stamping platform, and I've already put my stamps on, and I always like to put my paper, card, vellum, whatever I'm working with, right down in the corner. That way if it moves, you know, if you place it back in the same place, you can re-stamp. Taking in your anti-static bag, a rub over, get rid of any greasy finger marks. With your clear stamping pad, you need to stamp up all your stamps and bring that across. And then when we take our vellum, move that to one side, you can see that's stamped beautifully. I'm going to take in a piece of copy paper and my silver embossing powder. And we're just going to pour this over. Let this go all over our images. And then I like to just go over a second time and let that fall down. And there we have our embossed floral images. Put this straight back. Taking in our heat gun, I'm going to put this on the lowest setting. Hopefully it won't be too loud. And I'm just going to hover my heat gun over the first flower. And keep moving your gun, don't leave it in the same spot. And then as soon as you see this start to melt, you can move on to the next one. Never tire of watching this, absolutely magical. So up to this one. I'm just going to turn that around. Last one. So there's our florals, all heat embossed. You can touch this, it won't go anywhere. And coloured in, scraped up and coloured in, they're going to look absolutely stunning. Get yourself a foam pad. You could use fun foam, anything. And all we're going to do is turn our vellum over, a metal one, a plastic one, whatever you've got to hand, but you want a very tiny ball end. And it's quite difficult to see this, but if we take in the first flower and just scrape up from the middle, it's almost like you're flicking when you do colouring with alcohol markers. but you need to be careful when you're doing this that you don't press too hard, otherwise you will split the vellum. But with practice you will find that you'll know how much pressure to put. So we're going to do another one. We're going to do 3 so we can actually make a flower. And I like to try and do it on a bit of a fan effect, and then when you turn this over you can see through. So all we're going to do now is colour these in. Wrong side facing up, and I've decided to go with a teal colour. So here's our right side down, and we're just gonna go round from the center, and I'm going to show you the difference between scraping up your vellum and not scraping up your vellum. So we'll do one without scraping it up, and then we'll be able to see the difference. There's no technique with this, just colour it in. You can go around in small circular movements if you want to. You can do it in lines if you want to. You can do exactly what you want. I'm going to give that chance to dry before I show you the effect. So that's those 3, and then I'm going to colour one in without scraping. So if we do this one, there we go. So that's those coloured in. When we turn these over, the ink from the alcohol pen is actually sat in some of the scrapes and made it slightly darker, so it's given that vein effect. Whereas with the one that we didn't do any scraping, it's just completely plain. So all we need to do now with those is cut those out, and then we can make a flower with them. So taking in the corresponding die, I'm just going to lay this on top, getting that as lined up as we possibly can, and then take in a tiny bit of low tack tape and just pop that one down. And the next size we'll do exactly the same. Pop that one down, and then we've got this next size down up as best we can. And I'm actually going to run this through my embosser, so noise coming. And there we have our first petal, our second petal, and our third petal. So taking in your flower forming pad, I suppose we could call it, and now you're going to need a slightly bigger ball tool. We're going to turn these over. I'm going to pop our finger on the center, and we're just going to give those a little shape. You just want to give them just a tiny curl. And then when you turn this over and press that in the middle, you've got a really nice shape. And the same with the last one, just give this a little bit of shape. And what I like to do with my vellum florals is use hot glue. You can use tacky glue, you can use whatever you want. I just find that they don't, with vellum, it doesn't stick that well with tacky glue. You can also, with your bone folder, just curl those edges under, and if you hold the center of the flower firmly between your finger and your thumb, you've got less chance of ripping the petal. So taking in your heat gun or your glue or whatever it is you use to glue your vellum, I'm gonna put a circle of hot glue. I'm gonna put this one down and I'm just gonna hold that for a second for that hot glue to grab. And taking the next petal down, again, a nice ball of hot glue on the back, and rotate that one. And for this one, I thought I would use clear gems. And how beautiful is that floral? Absolutely stunning. So if you look at that from different angles, that's how I do my vellum floral. I'm going to go on and colour the rest of these in, scrape these up, and maybe make a card at some point and make a video to show you what I've done with them. So a really quick one today. I hope you've enjoyed my video and learnt how to take your vellum to the next level. Thank you for watching. Till the next time. Bye for now.